Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, Christopher Joseph Quaglin. He's a New Jersey electrician who went to go hear Donald Trump speak at the Ellipse for the Stop the Steal rally, peacefully marched down to the Capitol and had a picnic, and got 12 years in prison. No. He, over 3 hours, assaulted a half a dozen police officers, and it all got documented. He he injured a police officer when he choked and tackled him to the ground. He assaulted other officers with stolen police shields, metal bike racks, and pepper spray. And he did fought for 3 hours while wearing an American flag themed "Make America Great Again" sweatshirt. The judge said it was an outrage and a disgrace. And Quaglin was complaining about jail conditions. And he also took issue with the January 6th attack being labeled an insurrection. Quote, "If I wanted to bring an insurrection, I would have brought a long gun." The judge, who cut him off after several minutes, says, "It's a really bad idea to say these type of things before sentencing." To which Quaglin responded, "It's a kangaroo court." Prosecutors wanted 14 years. The judge gave him 12. Okay. So he's got one of the longest sentences. It's like the 7th longest sentence. I think the only people with longer sentences are Proud Boys. So, way to go. The judge had a comment at the very end of it that January 6th is simply not an anomaly for you. You've allowed it to define you. Okay. Let's take a look. Now, obviously, Quaglin has the ability to appeal and will appeal this. We'll look to see how his appeal goes. Otherwise, let's just look at the energy of this ruling here by the judge. Okay, entertainment purpose only. The judge's ruling on Mr. Quaglin. Will it make a difference? Some people drink really, really deeply from the Kool-Aid. And this guy... This guy took a bath in the Kool-Aid. Foundation of the reading is the moon card. He is just howling at the moon. He doesn't think January 6th was an insurrection. Somehow feels that it's a kangaroo court for his role in assaulting a half a dozen police officers with pepper spray, police shields, bike racks, and tackling one and starting a mini brawl. Yeah. Crossed with the Eight of Pentacles. I don't think this is about him working and making money. It's an apprentice card, and he does a trades job as an electrician. But to me, this is like, it's a 12-year sentence. And I know with federal sentencing, you serve like 75 or 80% of the sentence. So even this one, 8 years would be 2/3 of that sentence. So I think he's going to, and he's already spent about 3 years incarcerated. Is that right? Yeah, he's been incarcerated for 3 years, and which is why he's complaining about the jail. Well, guess what? You're about to get another 8 years in federal prison. Rock and roll, dude. You thought jail was bad? Now you're going to be with the big boys, the really nasty ones. And good luck. Good luck. Underneath it all is the Knight of Wands. You were the one that took action. You were the one that took your club. Now, there's no evidence that he took a club to beat people, but deliberate action on your part. No, he got into a fight with a bunch of police officers, and then, of course, like all of them, he posted up on social media saying he was banged and bruised up and had a great old time. He was also down in the tunnel, too, scuffling with officers there. So this guy he was part of the heave-ho group to try and burst through the doors. So he was front and center. He had the Disney Fast Pass to the front row on this one, and he was all in. In the past, the Wheel of Fortune, I don't even know what to tell you with this. Lucky? Unlucky? No, he chose this. He was a happy participant in this. And again, drank deep from the Kool-Aid, and he made sure that his name was going to be in the history books as a patriot. He's not a patriot. And now, no, he got arrested and he's paying the price. And for like 2 or 3 years, he's been incarcerated. So he's been paying the price. He's got a lot more now lined up for him. Current situation is the Three of Wands. Yeah, get ready. You're going back. You're going back, but you're going to have a change of venue. It's not going to be jail you're going to at this time. Now you're going to be going to prison. You thought jail was bad? Prison's going to be quite the eye-opening experience for you. Overarching energy is the Five of Coins. He was probably, I don't know if he wanted a shorter sentence. Well, you know what? He's complaining about how bad his time in jail has been. And, he's the victim. Basically, he's saying he's the victim here. Or there's that vibe that he's the victim. The election was stolen. His vote was ignored. The government already selected who they wanted to win. So he was just fighting as a patriot. That 1776 Valley Forge vibe action going on here. Lesson to be learned is the magician. They bamboozled you. That Kool-Aid you've been drinking, that you've been taking a bath in, right-wing bamboozlement. You took Donald Trump hook, line, and sinker, and now you're going to be spending years, at least 5 to 8 years, probably closer to 8 years, in prison for the stupid things that you've done. Outcome is the Ten of Coins. This is your legacy. Your family knows who you are now. If you had kids, they're not going to know who you are. 37 years old, you might have, I didn't check to see if he has kids, but if he has a family, he's not going to be seeing them for a long time. It's going to be 2034 before he looks. Let me see if I can find out if he's got a family. Hang on. Wow. Found a story. I'll include it in a link in there. In social media posts, he talked about the gear he was assembling, wrote he was writing a letter to his wife because he may not make it back, looking forward to a war, and more about the election being stolen from Trump. Many of Quaglin's posts were deleted on January 7th. 2 weeks later, in mid-January, Quaglin's Google account shows visits to a webpage titled Countries Where You Can Buy Citizenship, Residency, or Passport. His son was born the next month, in February of 2021. He was arrested in April of 2021. His neighbors, friends, family say he's a nice guy, likable guy. He's mouthy, he talks a lot, but it's all bark and no bite. Well, apparently there was bite, and he was really proud of it. And it's all the same stuff. The election was stolen. BLM says, and Antifa say F you. He fought. He's a patriot, etc., etc., etc. So yeah. Your son's going to be, your son was born in April of, your son's going to be like, 13, 14 years old when you get out of prison. You will not have, you've been arrested your son's entire life. He will not know who his father is. Which means his wife was pregnant. And he went down there to do that. Now, I don't suppose he went down there to riot. I'm sure he got caught up in it. But, apparently he had goggles with him. I'm just going to say, I've taken a lot of trips to a lot of places. And I don't bring goggles with me on those trips. Unless I'm swimming. And there's swimming goggles, but those weren't the goggles he had. There were pictures on this one. So, yeah, okay. When he's in prison, is he going to be deprogrammed? And they were asking one psychiatrist or something like that, or psychologist, can both things be true? Can this guy be, a loudmouth but a harmless guy who helps his friends and neighbors out? And can he be an insurrectionist? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. You can be both things. He had a steady stream of Fox News and right-wing media, and he took a bath in it. He marinated in it. How's prison going to treat him? When he comes out of prison, how is he going to be different? Queen of Cups. He's going to be a lot quieter. One of two things. Either he's going to be really humbled, or he's going to be raging. Just somebody who loses his temper over everything. I don't think prison's going to be particularly good to him. No, prison's not going to be good to him at all. Prison's going to be very, very hard on him. Yeah. He's gonna find out a lot of things, and he's gonna be in that prison for a long time. He's gonna be on the wrong end of some beatings in prison, I would guess. Maybe in order to survive, he's gonna have to hang out with white supremacists or something along those lines. He's gonna, basically, he's gonna have to volunteer with friends and do things that he doesn't like in order to survive. His life is about to change dramatically. In the past, Six of Cups, naive, stupid, dumb. I'm sure at points, as much of a patriot as he'd like to think he was, and he's gonna regret that he ever heard of Donald Trump's name. And again, he's never going to see his son. His son's going to be a teenager by the time this guy's out of prison. Is that right? His son might not be quite a teenager, but darn close. Current, how's prison going to treat him? Assuming he survives, he might be a bit quieter. Yeah, he might learn how to lay low. Again, 37 years old when he's sentenced. He's sentenced for 12 years. He's going to be in his mid-40s when he comes out. Overarching energy is the Page of Pentacles. His values will have changed. He's diminished. He's diminished in this way. Page of Wands. And I guess when you have prison, this could also be time to reflect in retrospect on your values. Prison's going to be hard on him. It's going to be a hard go for him. Eight years. I keep getting 8. He served like 3. It's a 12-year sentence. He may not get off early because he's calling out the judge, insulting him, calling it a kangaroo court. He may regret doing that too, because guess what? If he piped down and didn't say anything, maybe instead of getting 12 years, he might have gotten 8 years or something like that, and he could have gotten out 4 years early. He's got 8 years of hell ahead of him. Will he be changed? It looks like it. I can't say it's necessarily for the better, but he made a choice, and he's going to suffer the consequences of his choices. I would not celebrate at all what this guy is about to go through. Okay? Just saying, I would not celebrate this at all. Now, mind you, he did it all to himself. He may have been bamboozled, marinating in right-wing media and stuff like that. But now he's facing the consequences of it. And, all for what? For 3 hours of violence and attacking police officers, pepper spraying and being pepper sprayed, beating people up. And, for what? For Trump. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for feeding the algorithm so my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome to the channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.